Rich in history lies a neighborhood of southeast D.C. within Ward 8 known as Anacostia. Ward 8 is the only ward in D.C. where the percentage of African American population has increased, and even this may change. This is Darlene Jameson, a 58-year-old on disability who's lived in Anacostia her whole life and has seen the changes throughout the years.
We've had a relocation meeting, and they're going to have a senior citizen building with no children allowed. That's where I'm moving into.
Jameson lives in an Anacostia neighborhood called Berry Farms. Berry Farms began as a post-Civil War community of former slaves, but the Farms is in the middle of a change. Redevelopment, also known as gentrification, is no stranger to D.C. While views of gentrification vary, Jameson is all for it.
Everyone that's still here on Berry Farms property, we're happy that it's coming. We're just waiting for them to start doing the demolition and moving us from one house to the, while they do their thing. I can't wait.
Jameson has been relocated before from her previous home in East Capitol Dwellings, but didn't mind moving to the Farms.
Some people have been so stuck in a grind for so long that a lot of people are scared of change. Some people have never even been outside of this area right here, you know what I mean? So sometimes people can get afraid of things, and so they put up a fight.
Just 2 miles away in Washington Highlands is where Jameson's ex-daughter-in-law, Skylar Moore, lives. Although Jameson has high hopes for redevelopment, Moore does not, knowing firsthand what being pushed out is like.
I moved here into Highland in November 2007, and it was my first time living in public housing. I was living with my grandmother at the time, all four of us were living with my grandmother, and it was overcrowded. I had just separated from my husband at the time. Fast forward to 2009, that's when we started getting letters in the mail talking about renovations, displacement. It actually said the word displacement on the letter. I didn't know what none of this stuff meant. All I heard was that at some point you all are going to have to move. That's what I heard. And I still didn't take it serious. I still wanted to just like, oh, we'll be fine. Well, I looked up one day and saw that the whole block over here was boarded up. And I said, wait a minute, where's Miss such and such, where, and they said they moved. And I said, in a week's time, they moved.
From that point on, Moore knew she needed to do something.
Most neighbors didn't want to get involved. They were just like, this is part of living in housing. Girl, you can't fight the government. It is what it is. But there were a few residents that did not want to go where they were trying to push us to go. And there were also residents that were concerned about returning.
Moore and her neighbors got a lawyer and sued the D.C. Housing Authority for illegal eviction.
And it was true. They could not evict us. They illegally served those eviction notices. But that was their tactics of intimidation. Most residents would have saw it and said, let me hurry up and leave. But we pushed back against it.
Because they won the lawsuit, Moore continues to fight for Ward 8, testifying at hearings and protesting.
Cap, did I show you the protest? Did you see it? Come here, look. Oh, that's Coward right there. And then that's the group that was protesting against them.
That's fun. It was like bad.
Jameson doesn't plan to be pushed out. She says she has been promised she can stay in the Farms and is looking forward to her new home.
Oh, it's going to be so lovely. Oh my goodness, I can see over the horizon of all what's to come that it's going to be a wonderful, beautiful thing when it does complete.
As for Moore, she plans to continue fighting for Ward 8, making sure the residents get everything they deserve.
And I never thought that I would be doing this. I never thought. But now I see that there's so much power in residents in these areas that they have to fight for it. You have to.